Well, good morning, friends. Lester here, and I want to thank you for joining me on a Thursday morning live where I am moving very, very slow. I mean, heck, it's darn near 8:30, and I'm just getting going. And that's not like me. Seriously, that's not like me. When do y'all ever know me to just be getting going at 8:30? Coffee clinks to you all. Clink, clink. Just excuse the the coffee mug that I'm using this morning. Hello, everybody, and hi to hello. Good morning. I'm very embarrassed that it's 8:30 and I'm just getting started, but that's hot. I want to show you what I got all put together. I think I told you guys about this, and I do believe that I'll be taking it over today and dropping it off at my dad's. I'm going to see if I can get Jeff to ride with me. I know that he does enjoy watching some of Pawpaw's channel, and so I may swing by and visit with my dad, take Jeff in, and see what's going on, and then just leave this. I'm just going to leave this out in my dad's shop where he can find it. No, I do not sleep over with Jeff. Guys, I've not had a sleepover with Jeff. There's no way I could leave my own hanky-poo, my own hankalicious, my own hankamania, my own hairy Hank. Oh, Hank, I could never leave you. No, but I will say this. This morning, I put on my thumbnail a picture of me and Jeff, and I think that my title is Jeff is Wearing Me Out. Yeah, that guy is wearing me out. Let's walk outside together. I'm going to try to keep you close enough to where I don't lose my signal, but just want to have a little quick peek around the yard. You know, I've been doing a few jobs over here and still trying to be a good host to Mr. Jeff. And then also, we had all the stuff yesterday morning with Chuck. But you can see everything's starting to shape up a little bit. Now, I did not do the cleaning of Jamie's flower garden. This is all Jamie's cleaning. All I've done was spread a little bit of the mulch. And then I don't even really know why we do that yet. I think that we're just kind of jumping the gun. I really do think that Jamie's jumping the gun. I don't know why we don't wait until like March. But Jamie's excited. And then, as you can see here, just ignore the kitty. But as you can see here, Jamie has already started to buy new things. I'm like, babe, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees that we're not going to have another little winter freeze. But nope, she's starting to get everything all prettied up. And she's just really loving that part of her life. Which, she may not realize this, but it's reminding me more and more of her mother. Yeah, I know Miss Janelle does not watch my channel, thank you God. But Jamie's mom is all about flower gardening and flower beds. Not so much gardening, but flower gardening. I guess it's a difference. And the more Jamie gets all excited about stuff like this, and she's over here between calls from work, pulling up things and tossing things into the yard and throwing things over the fence and then buying new stuff. I'm like, yep, that's Jamie's mom. That is Jamie's mom. And there's nothing wrong with that, y'all. There's nothing wrong with that. Miss Janelle, cheers to you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Now, listen, I'm going to attempt to walk over to the table where I opened a whole lot of gifts yesterday. Now, Jamie and I worked on these together. You guys know that I always open everything that comes to Lester on my own. But if it comes to Jamie and Lester, then we'll open it together and we'll read everything. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with the fact that Jamie doesn't feel comfortable opening gifts on video. That's not for everybody. And even I have told you guys 100 times how sometimes it feels awkward. in a world where there are so many people struggling to make ends meet, an economy where eggs are costing, sheesh, what, $9, $10, $11 a dozen, that we're over here receiving gifts and goodies and opening those things. And I just hope that you all know that we're not trying to be boastful or braggart or anything else. I want to walk to that table and grab something, but I'm scared I'm going to lose you. So, because if I leave the internet, I will lose you. All right, just hold on tight. If I lose you, I'll get you right back in. I want to grab this right here, this tripod, and then this box cutter. Look how I'm holding my coffee mug. That's going to get coffee all over me. But, oh boy, I got it all. And I barely got nasty. I barely got nasty. Hey, Rithy. So I can walk into here. I set a couple of things up for us to do this morning on my live. And no, we're not playing Barbie. We're not going to play Barbie. So don't even think that. But let me set this down over here. Now, before I go too much further, I'm going to ask you all a question. Looking at what I have over here, what do y'all think I'm going to do this morning on our morning live? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm just curious if y'all think that you might know what I'm going to do. Now, the coffee doesn't count. That's just what I'm going to do. I'm doing the coffee. Jessica says she thinks I'm going to brush horses, groom the donkeys. Roman and Rita. I'm at the wrong property for Roman and Rita. No, my friends, as a matter of fact, I'm not doing any of those things. Let me sit down here. I'm going to just take a knee, turn you all around, and I'm going to open this. And I thought I could have a really good idea about what I could do this morning. So this over here was a gift. And this is one of those, I think they call them retractable collars. So you hold it here, and as it goes out, you can lock it. And if there it's locked, and then let it go, and it comes back in. And so your animal can't go too far from you. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to walk with you. You're going to come with me, actually. I'm going to put you all into this tripod because I cannot walk you all the way over there, okay? I will not be able to walk you all the way over there, but I can walk a little ways with you. So I'm taking the tug collar. So thank you to the kind sender of the tug collar. And I'm going to walk over here. How does someone even get around all of this? How does someone even get around all of this mess? You know, my son Lex has a birthday party coming up on the 9th. And we're going to do that birthday party right here in this shop. And I don't know how Jamie plans on having a party in here with all of these Barbie toys. Well, you know, the only good thing about this is that there's going to be a whole lot of little girls here, as far as my little great nieces who are going to love all of this. All right, so I'm looking for a particular little friend. Guys, I'm going to have to leave y'all sitting here. I'm going to put you guys on this table, on the tripod. So you're on the tripod here. I'm going to try to set you straight. I'm going to walk over there and grab somebody, and I'll be right back. I just don't see my special somebody. I don't see my special somebody. Where's my special somebody? Ringers. Come on, buddy. I can't carry you. You're too heavy to carry. You're too heavy to carry, Ringers. Halfway there, buddy. You're halfway there, sir. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Come on, we're almost there. Look, it's right here. Just come right to here. If you can come right here, I'll stop. I promise. Come on. This is a really neat collar, and it retracts. I can push it and lock it into place. Come on, buddy. 10 steps. 10 steps, and I'll bring the brush to you. I don't think people can see out that far. Can you come a little bit further? Oh, boy. Okay. Are we still live? Look at the old man. Hey, old man. Here he is. Okay. I brought you over here to brush you. People love you so much. They don't know how old you're getting. He's such an old man, everybody. And has a hard time getting around. Yes, he does. He has a hard time getting around. We love him so much. You want to come inside here with me? The closer we get to the internet, the better the signal's going to be. Let me have that back. And we're going to walk to my brush. I got some brushes over here. You've made it so far. If you just come a little bit further, come on. If you can come a little bit further, you want to come a little bit further with Daddy? Or are you going to, is that the end of the line? That might be the end of the line right there. I'll just get my coffee later. Come on, sir. You've come so far. He's like, these Barbie toys are freaking me out. I know, we let him go here. He's like a bull in a china shop. Think about the old days of Ringo. How in the old days, he would have torn this place apart, friends. In the old days, he would have torn this place apart. All right, we're almost there. Look how he has to walk so gingerly, friends. We're all there, Ringo. So many of our friends are right there with you. Here's the chair. Here's all the snacks. Here's the chair, and here's all the snacks. All right, so I'm just going to take this and put it around right there. Walk on over here, buddy. And then what I'm going to do is turn you all around to watch me and Ringo. Come here, buddy. Ringo. Can you come over here a little bit? I got some snacks in this chair. You may like some of these. And we got some brushes and all kinds of delicious snacks to eat. Come here. So I know that you love goldfish. We know that you love goldfish so much. Oh boy, is it worth it? Is the long walk so worth it now? And can I brush you a little bit while you have some snacks? This is a soft brush here. This is a soft brush. Oh boy, how does that feel, huh? Now look, we also got something else. These are some minty muffins. You ever tried a minty muffin? These were sent for the horses, but I bet you'll like them. Look, try one of these. Hey, look, try one of these. Just see if you like those. No, you just want the goldfish. All right, let me get my camera a little bit closer, okay? So sometimes people can forget how age can just creep up on you. For anyone who's new to our channel, this is Ringo, and he was the very first rescue that we got after Hurricane Harvey, even before the donkeys. I mean, Ringo was a Hurricane Harvey survivor, and he come to us at a very, very healthy, young age, not even a year old. And he was I'm just going to say, let me turn this around so I can see what I'm videoing. He was a fireball. He was a fireball. Ringo was something. He's still something, everybody. He is still something. But he was tough. He was tough. And we've had so many adventures, he and I. He's had one major love of his life. Her name was Meg. And she and Ringo produced some beautiful children. Lots and lots of pretty babies. Now, Ringo's also had a few outside relationships, but that's fine for goats. He's been fixed now. He no longer produces babies. Now he's just the grand protector of everybody. But I want you to know that Ringo's walks across the pasture are getting fewer and fewer. His trips up the hill almost never happen anymore. He's the kind of guy who would like to sit and watch his family as they go off to the pastures to graze every day. And he prefers to lay in the shade of the tree and just watch from a distance at God's marvel in this beautiful property. And I bet you he likes to think back to all the amazing memories that he's had and that he's created, not just for his daddy, but even for a lot of you all. But he is moving slow, friends. We give him CBD oil to help him with his joint issues. And some days it seems to be working pretty good, and other days not so much. And then for those who say, Lester, he's bloated. That's not bloating, that's just old man. That's just old man. Bloating on a goat happens on one side. If it's an issue with the gut, it happens on one side. But in fact, when you get that on both, that's just becoming older. And that's fine. We don't care, do we, Ringers? We don't care none. But I wanted the folks who don't know this guy to have a chance to meet him, because every day we sometimes worry if it's getting close to being his last. I don't mean to scare you. I don't mean to scare anybody. Can I take that leash off of you now? And yes, Ringo does wear the bell around here. And he'll still sometimes find the strength to rear up and beat the heck out of somebody here and there. His friends are Brady and Lenny, but his best friend is his daddy. And he and I go way, way back, don't we? We go way, way back. We've had some awesome fighting adventures. You want some more of those goldfish? Boy, he got an appetite, friends. He does have an appetite. Now he's like, I don't know, I think I'll try some of these minty muffins. One thing about an old man, I can still eat. He can still eat. Yes, he can. Want me to help you? Let me help you. Let me help you. Here, look. Back up a little bit so people can see you. You gonna try one of those? Oh, he's gonna... Don't mess with my camera. So watch how he has to eat them. He eats them in little pieces. He eats off around them. He doesn't want the whole thing in his mouth. He's just gonna eat around the edge of it. Hey, don't eat it all. You may choke. Don't let that muffin be the end of you, sir. Don't let that muffin be the end of you. You okay? A lot of times he'll get down on his knees like this over here, and that's sometimes the more comfortable way for him to stand. His legs hurt. He has a wonderful beard. Looky here. He has the most beautiful beard of all time. He does. Such a handsome guy. And we love him so very much. Oh boy. He has been with us through thick and thin. He's missing one of his ears. He has only half an ear over here. That happened before we got him, and that was from a vicious dog attack. He had gotten his head stuck in a fence at his former owner's place and couldn't get his head out because his horns were stuck. The neighbor's dog come by and chewed his ear off. Ain't that right? That neighbor's dog just chewed your ear off, and you stood there and took it like a man. And didn't even scream, did you? I can promise you he probably got revenge on that neighbor's dog. I didn't know him then, but the sweet lady, whenever she saw the story of the Hurricane Harvey story, she saw that we had lost so many of our babies, and then we had one goat who survived that flooding. Her name was Meg. She wanted to reach out and offer Meg a partner, a fellow survivor of Hurricane Harvey. And then the lady had also had her home flooded and was unable to rebuild right away. And she knew that Ringo wouldn't have a place to stay for a while. And so she reached out to us and says, would we be able to take her billy goat and put with our goat Meg? And I said, sure. And then it's been a really amazing journey ever since. In case you don't know, Ringo has been featured on viral videos, even in Russia. Yes, you don't believe that, do you? I know you don't believe me, but there's a video of Ringo in Russian, because even the Russians love Ringo, y'all. Russians love them some Ringo. And he has had some glory days, haven't you? You've had some glory days, and you may have more ahead of you. You still may have more glory days ahead of you. You certainly may. But everybody loves you. No one loves you more than your daddy. And so we try to find ways to accommodate him aging. But I do know that aging is a part of life. It happens to all of us. I mean, heck, I sit here talking all the time about my knees. I'm sitting here this morning barely getting around. We played Twister, Jeff and I, a couple of nights ago, and you won't believe how sore I am just from finding myself in awkward positions on the floor. But Ringo is our lead goat. He's the main guy. He wears the big bell. We do have a couple of goats with bells. They have to have bells to show who they are. The bigger the bell, the bigger the leader. Y'all, the bigger the bell, the bigger the leader. So Ringo wears the big bell. He don't have no Tinker Bell, y'all. He wears the big bell. Don't you wear the big bell? And he doesn't put up with mess from anybody. He doesn't. He's wonderful. You want a few more of these? And then I'll walk you back out. And hold on. Give me a chance to open them. He's like, I did not know I'd be getting goldfish, or I would have walked a lot faster. If he knew he was getting goldfish, he would have walked over a lot faster. He didn't know he was going to be getting goldfish this morning, but he sure appreciates them. Big head with big horns. Yes, you're right. The big head with big horns. So this time of year, goats are starting to blow their coat, is what they call it. So if you notice goats with like stuff like this is not lice. It's not some kind of it's not nothing bad. They're like your cat or their dog when they shed. Except they don't shed the same way that your dog or cat will. They blow their coat. They just blow it out, y'all. They just blow the hell out of it. I don't know how they do that. I don't know the science behind it. But you'll see a lot of people's goats. The warmer the temperatures get, the faster they'll start blowing them. And so we try to brush them out. Here we go. This is all the coat that we brushed out of him just this morning. This was clean when we started. And so you'll see a whole lot of goats on other farms starting to get that little bit of a gray color to their fur. And that's just them blowing their coat as spring gets closer. And as these winter temperatures begin to subside, they will absolutely start blowing their coat. There we go. I'm wondering how many people in the comments know the full story, who've been around long enough to know the story of Ringo. Oh, yes, someone says, I can't read the name. Diane, I think, says, Lester, get your helmet. So Diane probably knows that there was a time in my life when I used to have headbutting contests with Ringo. Yeah, we would headbutt each other. We would headbutt. He used to love that game. Let's try it and see if he'll still do it with me. Now, he can hurt me really bad. I got to be careful here. I almost turned you guys off. Come here, Ringers. You want to fight with Daddy? Like the old days? This helmet is way too small for me. I'm gonna hurt myself doing this. I have no face protection at all. Hey, Fiona. Fiona's like, Daddy, what are you doing? Dad, you're making a fool of yourself. I know it, sweetie. Daddy's making a fool of himself, baby, and you worry about me. She's like, Dad, that's safe. That's not safe for you. Ringo's too old for that. Well, sweetie, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make people happy. Well, there you go, Ringo. Thanks for visiting, sir. Thanks for visiting. Now we're just stuck with Fiona. Fiona, baby, you would help me end this video by saying hi to everybody and tell everybody that you love everyone so much. You take good care of Ringo at night, don't you? You guard Ringo. She does. She guards Ringo. Come on back over, Ringers. You got an itch? He's like, that brushing was really nice. I love that brushing. I could do this again. Well, maybe we will. We should make one day a week a bring Ringo up out of the pasture day, put him on a leash, and bring him up. So if anybody would like to know more about Ringo, you can go to, it's very, very simple to find so many things about Ringo. I think that you can probably go to Google. I don't know this for a fact, but you can probably go to Google and just type in Ringo in Russian, and that might bring it up. Ringo in Russian, maybe it might. If it doesn't, you can go to the YouTube channel and go to the search bar. You go to Lester's channel, I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, and you go to the search bar and you just type in Ringo, and it will show you so many Ringo videos. Ringo the Goat. Yeah, you can probably type in Ringo the Goat, and you may be able to find a whole lot of his oldies. So, but what I'll do is, sometimes on the weekends, I will take and I'll play some of the oldies but goodies. And that is a chance for you guys to get to know some of the backstory behind all of our babies. And I can certainly do that. Start playing a few of Ringo's, his big moments. You ready to go back? You ready to walk back over, see your friends, and hang out with the piggies? Because in fact, most of his days are spent right there in that loafing shed, sleeping amongst the pigs. And the same way a lot of us enjoy having our daily naps, so does Ringo. Ready to walk back over? You want me to walk with you and put you back? Let me get the leader. Let me get the lead. Hold on. I got it. I got it. Come here. All right, come on. Let's go. Come on, buddy. Come on, sir. Can you make it? job today. Thank you to the sweet lady who gifted us the dog leash. I know that was meant for Casper, but where's my coffee? There it is. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching a little bit of the Ringo story and having a chance to visit with Ringo up close and personal. He no longer walks with us to the river. Instead, he kind of, well, like I said, hangs out with the piggies. And he's getting older, you know. And like I was saying a minute ago, today, as I get ready to go down and maybe take Jeff to visit Plum Grove, let me show y'all what I'm watching over here. Today, as I get all the chores done here and get ready to go down and see Jeff and maybe drive him up to Plum Grove to see my dad, who is also a Ringo. My dad is also a Ringo, if you think about it. He had a heyday where he was just on top of the world. Now he's just really enjoying slowing down a little bit. And then I'll ask this question of you all. How many of you are also a Ringo? I'm curious, how many of you are also a Ringo? You can remember, the days when you were just hell on wheels. Hell on wheels. I hope you don't mind me saying it that way, ladies and gentlemen. There are some who are Ringos now. What I mean is not so much the Ringo of now. This is an older, retired Ringo. But how many of y'all were hell on wheels? You remember, you're not too old to remember back when you were hell on wheels. And boy, you could, guys, just don't judge, okay? Sometimes buckets get dropped off here and there. They fall out of the back of the side-by-side. We don't have time to stop and pick them up, or we don't even notice until we go live. And then, whoops, people are going to call that out for me being trashy. I have my trashy moments, I do. Someone says, I'm not a Ringo, but I'm getting there. Well, that's wonderful. So, I want to thank the folks who are newer to the channel, who may not know the story of Ringo. He is one of our living legends. We've lost some good ones, friends. Over the years that we've known you all, we have really lost some good ones. You know, I think that most people know that Maggie, my sweet Maggie, she was my boxer that I had from before you all met me. And Maggie was a She was a good one, y'all. She was a real, real good one. And then Ringo he's been a good one. And you love them all. And I don't know how to say this without offending people, but I think that anyone who knows who had people who have had multiple animals will understand this, especially if you've had a farm or if you've had more than just one. Even if you have grandkids, plural. Guys, I don't think you can be honest with yourself and say that you love them all the same. Yeah, you have to say that, but you know that there are some that just stand out. You love them all, but some just stand out. And Ringo has always been one that just stood out. And my sweet Maggie was one that just stood out. God, she was wonderful. And, no matter how sweet Trixie is and how much I love Stella and then how much Fiona protects, and Millie does all the neat things that they do and Christmas and her, her survival story, there's just nothing. There's no one who's ever going to replace my Maggie. Never. Never. I don't know how old I will live, but I do not think I'll ever have a replacement for my Maggie. So, anyway, I wasn't trying to come on this morning with anything to put you into the funk or to depress you. I just thought, you know what? I got that gift that I opened yesterday, and I don't have a dog who wants to walk on a leash, but I know I have a goat that will. And Ringo has always enjoyed walking on a leash. Too bad now he can't do it as good as he used to. I'll tell you one funny story. Let me tell you one funny story, then I'll let you go, I promise, about Ringo on a leash. One funny story about Ringo on a leash. What's this horse doing? What's Prim doing? Hey, look at there. I told you guys that Prim is going to become the new leader. I told you all. Oh, that's Donkey Dan and Dinky having a fight. I told you all a while back when it came up in conversation. I says, listen to me. In my opinion, Prim will become the new lead horse. Now, as of right now, you see Stormy equally involved in what's going on between Dan and Dink, trying to break them up. Danny, people are watching you, Danny. You better be sweet to poor Dinkers. Guys, that's just donkeys for you. And do not say, Lester, go break them up. Guys, they will fight and kick and bite each other all darn day, and that's just what donkeys do. And then they scream. Now, Dinky is chasing Dan. So if you're mad, Dinky is chasing Dan, friends. Dan just wants to be left alone. Dinky is chasing Dan. Dan has backed up to the corner of the pond where he has nowhere to go except take a plunge. And Dinky is like, yeah, take a plunge. Dinky has turned around, and Dinky is kicking Dan in the face. And now Dan's going to only fight back. Now Dan is going to grab Dinky by the neck and say, stop it, you little brat. You little brat, stop it. And now the horses all want to try to say, hey, y'all break it up. We're a family here. We're friends and family here. And so people do not scream at me and holler about Dinky's going to kill Dan or Dan's going to kill Dinky. No, they're not. They're like brothers who fight. Now look at Stormy trying to get in there and kick them apart. Now, Stormy actually has separated them. Dinky's going one way, Dan's going the other. Don't be mad about something like that. We were having nice conversation, and we were talking about some of the legends, some of those that just stand out. And then I said that we love them all, guys. I have I have two sons. And I'll tell you what, I love them both. I would, obviously you'd give anything in life to see your kids happy and succeed and do well. But, all right, I'm going to have to walk away from here because I know that y'all are going to be so obsessed with seeing Dan and Dinky duke it out. But they've both been fixed. And sometimes they get to having brother-type moments, and brothers will sometimes wrestle and fight. Maybe even sisters will argue and fight. Cousins will argue and fight. They still love each other. It's like a sibling thing, someone says. Siblings wrestle. Yes, they do. And the only thing is, it looks like this is it looks horrible because Dan will actually bite Dinky around the neck. But guys, do you see Dinky's neck bleeding? No, you don't. So Dan's not biting hard enough to make it bleed. That's just their defense mechanism. So, all right. They're showing off for you all. I agree. If I wasn't sitting here, they'd be all out there eating pasture. It's just life on a farm, friends. It certainly is life on the farm. All right, well, listen, I'm not going to keep you. Oh, let me say hi to we got a new member. Let me see if I can touch her name and see who this sweet lady is. Laura Sheffield. What a beautiful lady. Thank you, Miss Laura. We appreciate that. And then, I'll tell you something real fast. Poor Jamie. I don't know if this is my story to tell. Probably I should wait till Jamie tells it herself, but I was going to tell you. Poor Jamie. We've been trying to find ways to supplement when we lost our income off of Facebook. We've been trying to find ways to supplement because, you already have your lifestyle built around certain your monthly income, and you build your lifestyle around your income. And for Facebook just to vanish the way it did. Now, don't worry, we still get our subscribers. If you're a supporter on Facebook, that hasn't been touched. They can't touch that legally. So we still get our supporter money on Facebook. But as far as making money off our videos, we make nothing, not a penny. So we're putting out stuff on Facebook for nothing. It's just for free. Okay, fine. But we had to find a way to supplement and make up that loss of income. It's the same way for you guys. Let's just say that you have a job that pays you, let's just say $40,000 a year. You build your lifestyle around your salary. And so you live within your means. You have a car that you can afford, you have a house or an apartment that you can afford, and you have all the things that you can afford with your salary. But if you end up losing your job and getting and losing half of your salary or losing some of your salary, you have to make adjustments. Sometimes you'll go take on a second job, or you'll have to let something go. So what we've done, instead of letting things go, we've taken on second jobs. Jamie and I both have taken on second jobs. And so my second job is going live more often, trying to do a kids channel. So I'm trying to work harder to bring more content to make up for that loss of Facebook income. Jamie has tried to do something. Jamie has no time to make more videos or to go live more often. She stays very busy. But what Jamie's doing is trying to work with different collaborations and different brands. This morning was her first video that she made that was a collaboration. And I felt so sad for her that people in her comments were being so mean and saying, "You become commercialized. I used to love when it was about the animals, and now you're only about making money." Guys, friends, life is about paying bills, right? Life is about paying bills. And all we're trying to do is continue to be able to pay the bills because, building stables and eventually putting stalls in those stables and buying the feeds and buying the hay and doing the fertilizer. And I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for me, but I do feel sorry for Jamie because she had people who loves watching her videos every morning. And today, because she did one that had a collaboration, there were so many people who were being mean to her about that. And I'm like, when did it get to where people bash people for having a second job or for trying to supplement their income? If we were to round up a whole bunch of the characters here and run them off to the auction house to make ends meet, okay, fine, then you bash. Or if we were to go off and try to invest in some huge investment when we're not able to make our ends meet, then you have room to scold. But Jamie's just trying to work harder. Oh no, did y'all see that? Did y'all watch what just happened? Right before our eyes. No, I'm gonna lose my signal. Y'all saw what happened right there? The gate kicked open. Nope, that horse just kicked the gate open. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? We're sitting here talking, and literally, no. Who was it? Who kicked the gate open? Who kicked that gate open? I want to put my glasses on. Where's my glasses? They're in my pocket. Hold on. Did y'all see that? Hold on. I can't read nothing, y'all. Wait, don't say it yet, because I can't read nothing. I can't read a darn thing right now. I'm a bad Estella. Okay, who was it? Stormy? Prim? Someone kicked the gate open right in front of us. Y'all saw that. And then I had to run, and I don't like to run. Oh, I hope I didn't look stupid running. If anyone puts that in slow motion and puts chariots of fire, you are dead meat. Do 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 do. Do 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 do, and there goes me down the hill. Do 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 do. That would be horrible. I'd be so embarrassed. I don't even know how horrible I looked running off down that hill. I just did not want to have horses all over the yard, especially with Jamie's new plants. Oh, I'm glad y'all saw that. I am so glad y'all saw that happen on live, because no one would believe me otherwise. Chariots of Fire, the Lester edition. And thank God I was running down a hill, not up the hill. And thank God I was running away from you, not towards you. Oh, did my knees look like they were buckling? Did my knees look like they were about to buckle? Someone says, who's still waiting for the Ringo leash story? Okay, I get distracted easily, okay? Fine, I get distracted. Yes, I'll tell you one funny story, then I'll let you go about Ringo on a leash. Okay, y'all ready? So, remember, this was before I met Jamie. So don't you go there, ladies. Do not go there. Before I met Jamie, there was a woman who I sort of liked, and she also sort of liked me. Everything was good leading up to Hurricane Harvey. And then in one day, I lost everything. And she lost complete interest in me. Yeah. It happens, ladies. Sometimes it happens. And so I think in my mind, looking back, this woman thought there was some potential with me. And then when all of a sudden she turns around and I have nothing to offer, no home, no car, nothing, she lost complete interest. And so here I was dealing with a hurricane disaster, and then trying to rebuild and replace and repair things. And at the same time, also dealing with a personal relationship loss that I had nothing to do with. The fact that it was just that I had nothing to offer. And she was in a place in her life where she wanted someone who had something to offer. And don't say gold digger, because, guys, I never had much before Hurricane Harvey. So don't say gold digger. I was paycheck to paycheck. So whenever I got Ringo, and I saw that Ringo was a bottle-fed baby, a billy goat who was very active and playful, and he liked to walk on a leash, I knew that she would oftentimes take her dog to a dog park there close to her home where she lived. So one day I took Ringo on a leash to the dog park trying to find her. And I thought it would be a really neat way to introduce her to my new pet and a new rescue in Ringo. And I get to the dog park. This is probably, I don't know, maybe a month or so after the hurricane. I'm like, going through quite the depression. I'm just, everything was just in shambles and my life was a mess. But I found a way to put that goat into my truck and drive him to the dog park, where I put him on a leash, and I walked Ringo around trying to maybe spot her. And do you know how many people loved the fact that there was a goat on a leash, yet there were also people who hated it? And there were, I guess you couldn't call them Karens, who would be walking their dogs, who would be very upset that there was a guy with a goat on a leash because it's a dog park. And some of those people begin to report me, or they would stop the guy who cleans the park, the guy who goes around and does all the trash. And they sent that guy over to me, and he said, "Hey, bud, this is sorry." He goes, "There's been some complaints. This place is for dogs. You know, it's a dog park for dogs only. You can't bring your goat over here." So that was the end of that story. I thought I could take Ringo on that dog leash and try to impress her. Nope. Turns out that there are people who walk their dogs in dog parks who do not want to see a goat on a leash. And it is what it is. But no, you know what? Things work out for a reason. I do realize now that I'm probably better off without someone like that in my life anyway. So, anywho. Well, hey, listen, friends. I know I've kept you for a long time. That was never my intention. I'm going to go ahead and finish my cup of coffee. I've talked so much that I've barely drank anything. Look, I have a lot of coffee to drink still. And then at some point, I will be making my way over to the other property. Jeff is going to do the chores this morning, so that's going to be great. We appreciate that. And all you do over there is fill up waters, feed Rita and Roman, and just make sure that everybody's okay. You know, everything's fine. There's not a lot of chores to do over there with having to feed buggies. And because we don't actually have to go over there and do like daily chores, besides Rita and Roman, it gives me more time to do things over here. But I'll head over and pick up Jeff at some point. I'm considering, and I don't know for a fact if Jeff will be okay with this, but maybe today I promised you all that I would take Jeff to Poncho's, and I'll also take Eugene. Eugene is our little buddy. And so I do believe that I will take Jeff and Eugene to eat at Poncho's Mexican buffet. You all know that Jamie will not go to Poncho's with me. She hates it. But I will be taking Eugene, who he doesn't mind a darn thing. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Cheryl Young. Cheryl, you're very kind. Thank you so very much. And then I'll be taking Jeff to Poncho's if he'll go. Take Eugene along with us. And I'm going to try to make sure that Jeff goes back home with lots and lots and lots of memories. And he'll never want to come back again. Now, guys, I do want to talk about something serious. I have enough people here. I do want to talk about something very serious. I'm gonna all joking aside, okay? All joking aside. Please allow me to be very serious for a moment. We did get a call from A&M. And I have not told this to Jeff or Justin yet, but I probably need to. And it was from the vet, and she said that they're not going to be able to use a general anesthesia on Chuck. They cannot use a general anesthesia on Chuck because he's a Jersey. He has Jersey. Guys, I don't know the science. But they cannot use a general anesthesia. She says they can only use local. That means that Chuck will not be put under like he will not be knocked out. He will only be he'll stay standing and he'll be numbed. She says the only downfall to that is when you can only use local anesthesia, and then you have a higher risk of bleeding. So he'll be awake and he'll be standing, and there's a higher risk for bleeding. Now, I don't want you all to worry. I don't want you to be scared. Don't forget, we've had donkeys, we've had pigs, we've had goats, and they've all had just local anesthesia. And we've had some bleeding. We've had Donkey Dan bled, and I thought we were going to lose him. Megan and Ellie lost a goat to excessive bleeding. But I do feel wonderful to know that he's in a great facility like Texas A&M. And they're not going to just sit back and watch as a bull bleeds out if something were to go wrong. I promise you that. So just know that it's not going to be quite as simple as we all hoped it would have been. There is going to be a little bit of a complication in the fact that, and you know how crazy is that to know, and I don't even know how this works, but the Jersey bull in him, Jerseys do not do well with general anesthesia. And how is that possible that a Jersey would be any different than a Brimmer or a Longhorn or anything else? So the lady called, let us know that, and she said that Chuck is number 2 in line to go today. So the good news is we'll find out how everything went sooner rather than later. And we got our fingers crossed it all goes well. And I'm also so very thankful that he's at A&M and not here in our own pastures where if something was to go wrong, you know, people would criticize us or our poor vets who are only trying to do their best. So just prayers that all goes well. And then since he's number 2 in line, that means that as of right now, I don't even know what time it is right now, but whatever time it is right now, I bet you he's probably having his procedure done right this minute. And he may even be done by now. I don't know. But I promise you that I will let you know whatever I find. It's 9:26. So if it's 9:26, I bet you they probably started at 8. So that I don't know how long each one would take. But I bet you that Chuck is probably getting close to being done by now. And so we should be getting a phone call at some point this morning and letting us know how it went. But it was kind of scary to know that their plans were to go general, and it changed to local when they saw what breed of cow he was, or what bull he was. But Chuck was going to be fine. I have complete faith in A&M. They've never ever shown us any sign of doing lesser. They'll always do more. They will always do more. So, all right, well, listen, I know I rambled like crazy. I had you for an hour. I don't like to keep you guys so long. I know you got things to do, other channels you want to go watch. But I want to thank you for watching, hanging out with me and Ringo, hearing some stories, having some coffee, watching the horses, and, of course, sharing the prayers for Chuck, and that all goes well today, okay? Thank you so very much. We will see you guys on a little bit later video. And then for those folks who are being so kind and so generous, just know that you don't have to do that, y'all. It's only an option. I've always said, please take care of you. I want your nails done, ladies. I want your hair done. I want you to wear your shoes and have your pretty purses. I want you to take care of you first, and then take care of those around you. Make sure that your family is well, and only give if you're in a position to, because just watching the videos is all the blessing we could ever ask from you, and you guys do that and more. So thank you so much, and we love you. We're blessed, and we will keep you updated on Chuck. I promise you that. Thank you, friends. We love you guys.